Pastor Osae and his wife, happily married with a handsome boy, very intelligent boy. You encountered me at a very strange place in Sawam prisons.
Yes, sir.
Whilst I was there with my team for our prisons outreach and social intervention.
Yes,
what
sir.
were you doing in the prisons at that time?
So, cut a long story short, I had come back from London.
He schooled in UK and he graduated in economics.
I'd come back from London, and the life that I was living in London, I was selling drugs, using drugs, and basically I was doing things on the street. I was really much of a gangster. And then I came to Ghana. I still found the old friends that I left behind still on drugs. I joined them. One thing led to the other. I ended up in Sawam prison with a sentence of 11 years on my head, and I had to find a way out. One day, the Apostle General came to the Sawam medium security prisons, and I was in the library just doing some studies, and I heard a voice. The voice was very different from all the other men of God who had come there. You could tell that this guy meant business to bring some people out of prison. So, thank you. Good place to clap. So, I quickly ran out of the library and I joined the meeting. When I saw him, I told one of my friends, I know this man. He's the father to my mother, my father, my brother, and my sisters. And the guy said, so why are you not connected to him? I said, I don't know why. Then he preached a powerful sermon. Luke chapter 15. And it was to do with the prodigal son. And there was one thing I picked from it. He said, when he came to his senses, he said, I'll go back to my father's house. And there, I will find my blessings again. And the guy left where he was and came back to his father's house. And his life was transformed. When I heard those words, at the time, I was still smoking weed in prison. But from that day, I decided to give my life to Christ and follow the God of Sam Crunchy Ankara. And when he was leaving the prisons, I remember I shouted to him and I said, Apostle General, Reverend Sam Crunchy Ankara, I'll be with you one day. I'll stand on your pulpit and I'll preach with you. And he turned around. He didn't look at me. He didn't know where the voice was coming from. And then I connected to Royal House Chapel during the week of the altar, 2012, I remember. And I prayed with you guys. And then
from the prison,
from
you
the
were praying
prison,
with
on
us.
the radio.
Let's put our hands together for Jesus.
And I remember I was trying to have my appeal done. Each time that I go to court, they will bounce me. They wouldn't give me my freedom. But after the week of the altar, when I went to court, something strange happened. And the judge said, I acquit and I discharge you from all charges. You are free to go.
From 11 years sentence, he served only 4 years and he was out of the prisons. Let's give God praise. Because he had an encounter with the altar of Royal House Chapel. Ladies and gentlemen, with a mighty clap and a shout to the God of this house.
Yes, sir.
So, you have been out and then you went through training.
Yes, sir.
And so on. Right now, what do you do in Royal House Chapel?
So, I went to training at School of Restoration, where Mama Rita is the director.
Tell them a little bit about School of Restoration.
School of Restoration is a school, it's a ministry which cater for ex-convicts, ex-drug addicts, street workers, i.e. prostitutes, anybody who is a social misfit. When you come there, there is a certain oil there that can transform your life. And Mama Rita is the director.
Mama Rita is the director. Osae is a facilitator and more or less like the SRC president of the school.
Hallelujah. So,
are you giving God the glory, somebody?
So some of us, when they come out of prison, they come out with so much bitterness, wanting to go back to do the people that took them to prison harm. Mommy takes us through forgiveness, salvation. we do the 12 steps of recovery, which I take it upon myself to teach them. And then there are other modules or programs that we do. And to be honest with you, it is not just Pastor Osae who have graduated from School of Restoration. There are others who are reading PhD, who have graduated from School of Restoration. And I think it's a better place for you to put your hands together for God.
When they come, because we don't want them to be stealing, we give them stipends for them to take transport, home. Some time ago, I decided to buy all of them bicycles. So I bought them brand new bicycles. The following week when they came, none of them was riding their bicycle. And so story after story, where is your bicycle? Oh, Apostle Junior, it was stolen. As a matter of fact, all their bicycles were stolen one day. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys had got to sell the bicycles. Still, we continue to love them. We continue to be patient. And we continue now. So this time, we give them money for transport in and out every Thursday when they come to school. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to honor the woman of God, Mama Richard, and the facilitators of the school. Please be seated. Today, you are married to a beautiful lady. What's her academic standing, your wife?
My wife holds a master's, she holds a degree in psychology from the University of Ghana, and then a master's degree in project management, and she's currently studying her PhD in Lincoln University online. And yesterday, she woke me up in the night and said, "You don't want to go back to school. I've enrolled you back in University of East London online to study drugs and counseling." So as I speak now, I've gone back to university online doing drugs and counseling by the grace of God.
Come on!